welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So this is a bit of a different video. This is a experiment into NFT pricing. So in the game space, we've known NFTs are a pretty important part of a game economy for really since blockchain's been around. Certainly on Ethereum, very strong NFT standards. I guess what we've seen that's a bit different in the last couple of months is the rise of these quite what I call them, kind of community NFTs. So particularly with the launch of Rarible as a platform, which very simply allows anyone to create any old stuff and stick it on and see if people want to buy it. Lots of interesting stuff about Rarible I'm not going to talk about today, but I think what it does do really underlines our ability to experiment with stuff. And I think certainly even on the game side, where we think we know about NFTs and pricing, and we've seen a lot of success in that field, the NFT market is always changing, and I think the kind of consumers and what they think about NFTs is changing a lot at the moment. So this is kind of the thinking behind this little experiment I'm doing, which I'll explain now. This is as you can see, a set of 5 hopefully hopefully humorous, I should say, kind of meme GIFs that I've created. I haven't created these myself. I'm not that artistic, so I'm working with someone to kind of produce the actual kind of animations. I guess you would say I'm creative director. So the point of this is not that these are kind of great artwork that are going to sell, obviously. The point is these are hopefully funny, and they provide a opportunity to think about pricing and thinking about scarcity and think about kind of creating community and those sort of things. So that's what I'm trying to do. This is a very small first step. So it is obviously these don't work in a game. Game NFTs are different because they have utility, but I think we also need to think more about just the fun of having NFTs and why people might want to buy them and what they're kind of what they would be showing by tweeting out they've got this sort of thing. This is this much more kind of social community aspect that game NFTs should have, I think, as well. But this is clearly much more on the kind of the funny meme side. So we thought working on this project for the first series, we just do 5. And clearly these are all famous people, relatively famous people in the blockchain space. A selection of heroes and villains, I suppose. But we wanted them all to be funny, so hopefully there is some kind of fun in the animation, not supposed to be taken seriously. What I was really thinking about is how you build a set, a collection. And the point of building a collection is at least some people might want to get the complete collection. That's what kind of how collections work. At the moment, actually, with this set, if you bought all 5, you don't get anything extra. Maybe that's something I need to look at. If someone does want to buy all 5, then let me know. Show me your wallet, and I'll get you a bonus a bonus gift. So yeah, that can be kind of a informal kind of a reward for collecting them. But as well as thinking about kind of someone or some people might collect them, also it's just thinking about some people might just want to own individual ones of these because they're funny in some way. So at the beginning, I think I did have lots of discussions really about pricing, about what's the exact level of pricing, because this is an experiment, so potentially you go cheap. So I was going to go much cheaper than I eventually ended up going, but I kind of thought then that's kind of slightly lowering the quality of what you're trying to do. And so I do think you need to provide pricing for people who just want to kind of have a bit of fun, and then provide pricing for people who are a bit more serious. I mean, there's lots of collectors of crypto art. Not that this is great crypto art, I hasten to point out. So anyway, so how did I do this? So there's obviously 5. We're going to go through kind of different rarity levels. So the kind of cheapest one and the most the common one, I suppose you would say, is and I think one of the funniest is Justin Sunshine of the Unoriginal Mind. So Justin Sun from Tron, Control ETH, copy, paste Tron. So there we go. That's what Justin Sun's business model is. There's 27 of these. Potentially I could have done 30. I did 27 because there's 27 super representatives on the Tron blockchain. So I did try and think with every one of these NFTs, what numbers were there around the project that could potentially be reflected in either the pricing or the distribution. I don't think it worked terribly well. I think I need to rethink that a bit more seriously, whether it's worth doing. I do think it's worth doing, but I think it's maybe worth doing a bit better than I've done it this time. So we'll see what happens when I do the next series that I'm working on, or we're working on. Pricing wise, I made this very cheap, so 0.001 ETH, so that's about 50 cents, under 50 cents. So this is just supposed to be like an impulse buy. People think this is funny, maybe, and just go, yeah, buy it. So one important thing about this, though, is when you think about pricing, it's not the pricing necessarily that you set on the original sale, because with Rarible and most of these other art platforms now, you get a percentage of the ongoing transaction fee. So for this one, I've set it. You can set it whatever you want with Rarible. I've set it at 15%. So if anyone ever trades these on, then I get 15% of that value, and that's pretty important. And it makes you, I think, should make you think about less about the original sale. Obviously, you just need to sell them, but you should think more about providing a profit opportunity for other people to sell these things on. So 27 is not an awfully large number. I mean, I'd be surprised if I sell them all, but you can imagine. It's not impossible that these things become in some way kind of memeable. Obviously, that's the kind of goal. And then people, if this becomes something people want, they're going to sell out really quickly because it's only 27, and then the price would obviously go up from that very small level. So there's Justin Sunshine. Then we have Peter McCormack, kind of the well-known Bitcoin. He's not a maximalist anymore, is he? But he doesn't like to be seen as a maximalist. But he doesn't like smart contracts and NFTs. So he just did a little the logical implications of Peter McCormack's epistemology. And something else I kind of think, having good titles. I'm not saying all these titles are good. Some are better than others. I like the Justin Sunshine one. I have to say I like the Peter McCormack one. I think that's strong. That kind of plays into the fact these are a set. They're different. They stand out if anyone sees them. I mean, Rarible is not a very good discovery platform, but if you can type epistemology, this is the only NFT that comes up in Rarible's search option, which is if you type Sunshine or Justin, you get quite a lot of things. So there are 20 of these. There's no reason for the 20. Just it seems if you're gonna have a sequence, then and if I'm starting with like effectively 27, 30, then I'm going to obviously get smaller by a factor of 5 or 10. Obviously, this could be 300 and 200 if I was going for a bit more of a big kind of project approach. So there's Peter McCormack. I just kind of like it. I think it's kind of fun. So the pricing was 0.072. It's actually 0.721, which is the NFT standard ERC 721. So tried to capture that in there. Doesn't quite doesn't show the full the full digits there. But anyway, that's an attempt to do that. Okay, next up is Hayden Adams, the creator of Uniswap. So obviously there was this big fuss in the summer about Uniswap and SushiSwap. So we just got a little meme there about Sushi What. He doesn't like raw fish. So he's 15 of those, and the price is 0.083. It's actually 333 because there's 83,333 Uni tokens produced every Ethereum block. So that's embedding something of that pricing model into there, capturing that. So with these ones, with Vitalik, Andrei Kronya and Hayden Adams, they were ones I chose because I think they've got interesting faces. And also, you can look at other projects. So there's the Meme Project, Meme Limited Project, and they are minting cards. And they've got some other people in there. They've got like obviously CZ from Binance, and they got the Aave creator and Chainlink and a few others. So I was looking to see which of the characters are clearly have more value, and I think these are better known characters than those other ones, or not CZ, but CZ's a different sort of kind of character. We've got plans for him in our next series. So I do think you can look at other projects and see what they're doing and see kind of what you can learn from them about kind of scarcity and pricing and what people are spending. So in the Meme Project, Vitalik, Andrei Kronya and Hayden Adams cards are really selling pretty well in the secondary market. So next up, there's Andrei Kronya, so well known for the YFI token, and he's kind of a cool programming work. I think he's obviously a very smart guy and famously tests in prod, although he's tried to kind of backtrack on what he actually means by that. But I think it's just kind of again slightly amusing. It's not supposed to be poking fun at Andrei, who I have no idea who he is, but the stuff he's doing is pretty cool, but just kind of funny. So we've got 10 of those. Obviously gone down from 15 to 10, and then 0.3. It's 0.3 instead of 0.5, which otherwise might have gone for. There's 30,000, only 30,000 YFI tokens ever minted. So again, I'm not 100% happy with the kind of the way that these numbers have been kind kind of integrated into the pricing. But you know, I'm kind of satisfied with it, but I think I could have probably spent a bit more time thinking about how I was going to do that. Obviously, in a bigger project, you could think about these bigger numbers, but I wanted to do this as a small project to begin with, so I didn't want to have hundreds of these NFTs created. And then obviously at the end we have Vitalik, which is just yeah, a weird little kind of visual joke, I suppose. 5 of those at 1 ETH, so that's pretty expensive. But I kind of think if you're going to spend the time creating these things and actually doing them, then you need not necessarily a payoff, but you need to say this is valuable. You feel it's valuable, and you think other people might reflect that value by actually spending that amount of money. So I think I'm pretty happy with actually the pricing flow. So obviously that's up to like $300. These ones are I can't remember what they are now. About $30, and this one's about $100 at the current ETH price. So yeah, there's the kind of the cheap option, which I think is quite nice. I think you have a kind of a good one, a kind of a attractive one that people will pick up as the cheapest one, and then you're kind of pricing the setup accordingly. So before I minted anything, I was kind of playing around, you know, very simple kind of spreadsheet. So just looking at, you know, how many NFTs are there in total. So 77. Obviously that's just distribution. Play around with those. What's the pricing of them? So that's the pricing. This is the would be the price if someone was going to buy a complete set. So you need to think about these things. This is the price in dollars if ETH was $400. So it's just a kind of simple thing of working that out. And this is the price if all this sold out. This would be the price, the rough price you get. I don't think I've taken Rarible's share out of that. So you know, I don't think this stuff is rocket science at all. But I think you need to think about these numbers and think about kind of why you're doing it. So obviously this is not, you know, this is not an attempt to make money. This is an attempt to do a project to make it to some degree commercially successful in the sense that some of these are sold. But the thing that actually would be commercially successful for me, or the thing that would be a success for me, is if these things are traded in any way. Obviously that's unlikely to happen until you know, you're not going to get trading really unless some of these have sold out. So unless kind of like a Hayden Adams ones that sells out, or you know, probably these larger ones unlikely to sell out, or maybe even Vitalik because they're expensive. But thinking about kind of why you're doing it and what activity you're trying to drive is important. Particularly, you know, in this case, this is the first set I've done. We're already started working on the second set. I'll be out in probably a couple of weeks. Yeah, similar sort of ideas running around, kind of memes, and obviously taking the feedback we've got from this project and stick it into those, whether that's smaller distributions or different pricing. We will see how these things work, but I do kind of think, you know, people certainly in the game space, you don't want to be launching your NFTs kind of blind. It's good to be doing kind of projects around this. So, you know, even if you're doing a game, you could be creating art around your game. Obviously, you know, you probably have concept artists working on this sort of stuff. Why not be doing stuff on Rarible? Why not be kind of trying to build a marketplace, or trying to build a community around your super cool art and your characters and what's going on in the game, the themes of it. And that also gives you a time to kind of play around. How much are people prepared to spend on simple kind of memey gifts? How much are people prepared to spend on really cool artwork? And you can do unlocks as well, so you can unlock kind of different. You can buy something, then unlock some other digital assets, or even T-shirts or something like that. So there's quite a lot you can do with Rarible. I would recommend people definitely play around with that. And obviously, please do subscribe to the channel. Find out what we get up to next. So this is Blockchain Gaming World, where the world is blockchain games, and all the different things that are going on there. It is a kind of rapidly moving, changing community and ecosystem, and yeah, so much can be done. So hopefully I'm covering some of that in a way that's informative and educational. Please do subscribe. But thanks for watching this video.